We are at West Ham Boys Club. I'm joined, or to be fair, I am joining you on your live workout.
You're in my space today.
I'm in your space. But do you know what? Before we even get into it, this is a special club. I know you are a Tottenham fan.
Yes.
And you are training in a West Ham club. What's that like?
You know what? It's cool because I'm good at the boxing. Yeah, the people allow me. I think if I was bad at boxing and supported Spurs, everyone would ridicule me about it. But they let me live because I just throw the hands how I should.
You are obviously out. Yeah, I hear it. You're obviously out November 12th in a fight that is your third this year. How's camp treating you this time round?
Good, you know. You know what? After the win in June, I thought, because I didn't put any miles on my clock at all, it was quick, it was done, I might get a call to be out again soon. So we kind of kept training, and then we found a groove in that time. You know, we found a groove in that time, went on a quick holiday, come back, still felt good. So I've been training really since June, so I'm prime and I'm just in the condition I need to be in. I'm ready.
We're 12 days out. What does this part of camp look like for you?
This is the grueling part. This is the hard part. Like, we're kind of coming to the tail end of that because, of course, the fight's next week. You need the body to be rested and recovered. But we've been pushing. I've been pushing myself through sessions I never used to. And I've realised the benefits of that. I've seen the benefits of that. So I can't see myself ever going back to feeling that way. I just want to put the work in, go through the pain, and then release it all on the fight night.
How much do you know about your opponent on the 12th? He's unbeaten. Obviously, that will present a different mentality. Do you have to approach it differently, or are you just the same VIDDAL Riley?
Oh, no, I'm approaching it exactly the same. I'm a winner. So I'm going in the ring always as a winner to win. That's not going to change. He's going in there as a winner also because he's never lost. Perfect. This is what we're in the game for. Why would you tune in if he said he's going to beat me up on 12th of November, go and grab your tickets? No, no.
No, what if he said about you?
No. If he said that about himself, that's what I'm going to do. Of course not. Right? Yeah. So when you hear someone confident and believe in himself, this is why it's entertaining. Because now I have to shut you down. And that's what this job is about. That's what this game is about. That's what I get a smile out of doing. So, yeah, soon come.
It's also about entertaining. You are in a unique position in boxing because you are... Look, anyone who knows anything about boxing, you just look at the wall of accomplishment there. Your name's on there several times. You are a boxer, but a lot of people will know you as a YouTuber as well, and you get caught sometimes between the two worlds. Is it important sometimes to prioritize one over the other? Do you do that, or do you just take them both at the same time?
It's always to prioritize boxing. Like, no matter what I'm doing, if I focused on YouTube more, my channel would be bigger. I'd be bigger. I know it sounds arrogant. I'm already standing here with 1 million subs and all that. But I mean, honestly, if that was my focus, it would be further ahead. My cameraman Roms there can vouch. Yeah, we take everything steady, everything manageable, and boxing's always the priority. So however boxing can progress, that's the way I move. And there's no confusion to it.
You did tweet something this week that was... interesting because
I've got to start tweeting more.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, people pay attention when you tweet.
I've got to start tweeting more.
And it was about that relationship between the YouTube world and the conventional boxing world, and that sometimes perhaps they can learn from each other and that they can almost help each other. What did you mean by that?
I just mean you don't have to. They can both coexist. There's no problem with the two different types or crossover, traditional, whatever, coexisting. That's fine. It's just one doesn't need to slate the other. Do you know what I mean? Just because one's making noise and upsetting you and they're not doing anything wrong. It's just you lot are not accepting that they are more known than you lot. Yeah. And you've been doing it for a longer period of time. So there's this kind of energy and this little, like, disdain towards it because everyone's like, nah, I've been doing this and no one knows me and everyone knows you. Take some tips. Take some tips.
Yeah, I agree.
Take some tips.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you really put all the hard work in and you're better than these people, then if you can take a little bit of what they done on the socials and add it to yourself, you're great. And then you get me.
Speaking of big socials, there was a certain someone who called you out this week.
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? What do you make of it? Does that? I mean, is that what you want to hear? I suppose it's a compliment.
Bro, I honestly don't make anything of it. Because I remember, we're part of the community. You know You know, anything's a line. If I can get some clicks today, I'm going to get some. That's what we're in the game for. So when he says certain things, it's just like, he said he's going to fight Canelo next fight. So who's investing in this? Who's actually taking their mind to hear this and take it seriously? You know you ain't fighting Canelo next. So it's just things, people just say things, lines come out, it gets attention, everyone's promoted, everyone's name stays bigger, I go on trending, I'm there. And then I focus on November 12th. That's it.
Your job is obviously to focus on November 12th. Do you think that if you had bit on what he said and you had called his people and said, all right, let's do it, let's make it happen, do you think he'd bottle it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think he'd bottle it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. It don't fit within his branding. It don't fit within the direction he pushes. So I don't think so, but who knows? Like I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't see him outwardly saying no. It's just not him.
Yeah.
And I respect that because he looks at himself as a fighter and he's a man in his own right and he has a right to believe what he wants. So I get that. Whatever.
This is the Vidal Riley journey. Let's talk about what you want from boxing in the next 6 months. Obviously,
More fights. Yeah, obviously more fights. More impressive victories. I want to build to the highlight reels that I'm creating. And I want to keep showing the competition and everyone else that, yeah, this guy is coming. He's on his way, and focus because it's a threat.
Part of a stacked cruiserweight division in the UK, domestically and worldwide, it is like one of the best divisions in boxing at the moment. How far away do you think? I know you've always said that you wanted to be a world champion by 28.
Yeah.
You're kind of in a perfect timing if we're looking at it.
I think so.
What do you want in terms of titles in the next 18 to 24 months?
Any title. Any title. I can't even stand there and try and make anything up. Honestly, any title that heads me in that direction to the ultimate goal of world champion. If I'm intercontinental champion, cool. International, cool. Silver, gold, whatever you want it to be. As long as I'm heading in that direction, I'll take it.
And then it's strap season.
And then it's, the full strap season.
When it's all said and done and the curtain closes on your career, what do you want your achievements to have been?
My main thing is that I want to show people that you can be the best and you can like other things because this world seems to be not with it. Yeah. And it needs to be done. And I believe I can do it. I can believe I'm doing it. But until I fully can sit down and have under my name world champion, and then you can go to my YouTube channel the same way, it hasn't been done yet. So that will be done, and then everyone will follow suit, and it will be normal, and I would have taken all the stick for it. But that's cool because that's what the pioneers get.
Someone's got to build the road.
That's what the pioneers get. They get a beat down on, everyone gets the things after. But that is fine. Thank me later.
I have some quick fire questions for you. Right? It's fantasy boxing time. Who is your favorite fighter of all time?
Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. Which one?
Yeah. But Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. If you could add one attribute from any boxer, from any era, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm thinking of so many great fighters right now.
It could be Mayweather's shoulder roll.
No, but I don't want to say that. Like that comes to mind, but you're gonna hear that somewhere else. Hagler's switching ability.
Okay.
Yeah, Hagler's switching ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you could fight anybody from any era, who would it be?
I'd fight Roy Jones.
Because
I just want to see what it feels like.
Yeah,
to be in there with him. You're my favorite fighter for many reasons.
Yes.
Now let me see what this is in front of me. Yeah.
I get it.
In his prime.
Vidal, you are now gonna go and train. I know you've been itching to train for a little bit.
You've been holding me up.
What does this look like? You're gonna train for a little while. But what can we expect today?
You're gonna see me sweat. Yeah, you're gonna see me go through what I need to go through, but I ain't gonna show you that too much because I know the ops is watching. I know the ops is watching.
Yeah, leave some in it.
So I'm not an idiot. Obviously, I'm gonna put some work in, but you ain't gonna know nothing. And November 12th, you find out everything, and we talk about it after.
November 12th, you will see Vidal Riley get in the ring, go on. Yeah.
Whoa,
and if you need to see,
Sparring?
yeah, I don't mind.
You was about to say it as well.
Yeah, I was. You know what?
All right, cool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Stick around. Yeah. Have to commit to it now. Do you know what? I don't. Last time I sparred with Invisalign because I forgot my gummy. All good. Music's going on. It's fine. It's fine. It's your training session. But that was his own DJ. Be interesting to see. Okay. Straight to the mats. Into burpees. Bread and butter for boxing. I hate these. Vidal making this look a lot easier than it actually is. Sweating already. A few laps around the mat. Heading over to the ring. I thought he was going to call me in there for a second straight away. These walks absolutely kill your legs, by the way, people. They are one of the most difficult things you can do. What are they called? Spider-Mans? Are they Spider-Man? Spider cruise. Very tough. And big jumps. Straight down onto the mat. A very lonely sport boxing is. Everyone else is just watching whilst he's doing all the work. Tickets are still available for the fight on the 12th of November at the AO Arena, Manchester. But be fast, they will be gone. Lunges. We do them in football as well. When it starts to get fun, a bit of shadow boxing. Southpaw orthodox. To be fair, VIDDAL was looking in better shape than I've ever seen him. Could have something to do with the very long camp that he's had. It's a busier gym than it seems. There are around 15 of us in here. It's just the cameras are fully on VIDDAL Riley. VIDDAL moving from the mats and the gym floor into the ring. VIDDAL said to me that as soon as he gets in the ring, he has to make that ring his home for the duration of the fight, Feels comfortable there, more comfortable perhaps than anywhere else. Just a gentle move around. Stretching. You wouldn't believe how important these kind of dynamic stretches are. The amount of training the boxers do every day means that they have to warm up just meticulously to avoid any injuries. Gentle move around the shadow, a ghost opponent in front of him. Letting the hands go. I'm bringing in Money Mace here.
Hello Dan, how are you?
I'm good.
Have you been to this club before?
I have not. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, and so am I. So this is enemy territory right now, isn't it?
Terrible. Looking nice and loose though.
Yeah, he does. I do like Vidal's style. I think, especially in that cruiserweight division, a lot of them get very tight, very rigid, and not very fluid. But I mean, you can see right there, he's
You know what?
loose as they come.
Is there an argument to say he might be the most fluid?
Maybe.
In the cruiserweight
Yeah,
division.
yeah, definitely domestically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems to have a bit of everything, really. He's obviously got that knockout power we saw with the last fight. When I think that was literally the first round.
Yes, it was. 1 second.
And he can go distance. He's quite happy to box on the outside. He likes throwing the punches. He's got that little bit of everything, really. Just about building now, innit, and sort of just winning that credibility over with the pro boxing fans.
And in a relatively old weight division, whereby a lot of the champions are, well into their 30s.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the fighters at cruiserweight seem to be slightly older than him.
Yeah.
He's got time on his side.
He does, but if you're Vidal, would you rather would you maybe jump up a little, maybe not jump up early, but fight at these guys that are at the top right now so you can be staking your name, or do you take your time and then you sort of become the kingpin of the next generation?
Yeah.
Because there's only going to be a couple more years. Even the ones that are at the top might even move up to heavyweight and stuff. There's going to be a lot of change in the domestic cruiserweight division, so you might just be biding his time, getting that experience and stuff, and then by maybe 2024 he could be like the #1 cruiserweight in the country.
Could be.
Because he's only 25, I think Vidal is, so he's super young.
The good thing about boxer is we have so many cruisers.
If there's one thing we've got, it's enough cruiserweights. So I think it's probably one of the most stacked divisions. We used to speak about it quite a lot on the podcast. We're always just raving about that cruiserweight division. Even from the boxer stable, Riakporhe, Chris Billum-Smith, Vidal, Mikel Lawal, and obviously Dion Juma's fighting next week. Is there, taking all the domestic scene into consideration and sort of, obviously he's going to have to get these domestic titles and stuff and sort of go the proper way as he said he wants to. How would you see Vidal making it to a world title? Who would you even want to see him fight at the top?
I mean, there are so many good fights for him at cruiserweight domestically, and to be fair, the same people we're talking about domestically are the ones that we're assuming will be world champions.
Yeah.
It would be incredible to see Riakporhe go on to win a world title.
Yeah.
And then perhaps Vidal down the road can fight him for his title.
Yeah. Vidal's-
Coley has a title, the WBO.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his next moves are.
No.
But we're talking down the line.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. I think.
But you know what? I think the thing with boxing is you can plan it as much as you want. Sometimes you just have to ride the waves, because the route you try to go, something happens. There's
Yeah.
an upset somewhere, or somebody retires, or
Yeah.
something always happens.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you're Vidal, if you wanna aim at particular opponents, or whether you want to just go after the vacant belts.
Yeah, yeah. I think everything that Vidal's done so far in his career seems very measured and calculated, and not trying to rush too soon and stuff. So, yeah, I think he'll. I don't think he's going to be setting his sights on one name as such. It'll just be taking each fight as it comes, and then sort of reassessing the division as and when he gets each win. Obviously, he's got to get through next weekend, live in Manchester. So, yeah, fingers crossed. But he's looking good. He's looking in great shape now as well. So.
Do you think he'd have one eye on the fight a couple of weeks after, on the 27th of November?
Mikhail Aldion-Juma.
Could.
Possibly for that British title. That would be a. That's maybe not a bad shout for the start of next year. What's your prediction for that fight? It's finally on. Finally,
It is finally here.
That's why it's been cancelled.
Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit around the fence.
Yeah.
Because every time I don't,
Oh yeah.
I get in trouble.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah. But yeah, no. What I do expect is a very good fight. Very, very, very good fight.
Yeah.
Mikel's got obviously a lot of power. Dion's got brilliant skills. I would say actually, and it's a huge compliment to Vidal, that Vidal and Dion were probably the most skilled, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's weird because, or maybe they're the nicest to watch.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's this, but as in Vidal has a very silky style. It's nice to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas there are lots of cruiserweights who aren't so great to watch, but they are very, very effective.
Yeah. I think cruiserweights, that division, there seems to be such a split of styles across all the different fighters. You see everyone from your Riakpors and your Okolis down to sort of the slightly smaller cruiserweights. It's one of those divisions where there's so much variety in there. Always been although maybe slightly overlooked, it's always been a super competitive division.
It's a strange one because you'd assume the majority of guys end up somewhere around 90 kg. It's surprising that there's such a big weight difference and weight disparity between the light heavyweights and the next one up, which is the cruiserweight. There's pretty much 10 kg in it.
Yeah.
I wonder if and when somebody will have a look at maybe bridging that 10 kg gap, because I mean, when you look further down the divisions, they're at 135, 140, 147, 150. It's all relatively small.
Yeah, and then
jumps.
you get to the top, and then all of a sudden you then got the biggest
That's
jumps.
it, Yeah, I have a feeling. There's a lot of people that are heavyweights that come down and somehow squeeze themselves into a cruiserweight body.
Yeah. Vidal switching rings here now. Just trying to look at the difference in the rings. Like this one's a lot harder mat, isn't it?
I'll be honest, Mace. I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
moving to make life more convenient for us.
Oh right. Oh well, that's very generous. I was thinking a bit more tactile, but. Yeah.
Changing rings,
Mind your legs there, Vidal.
gloves and pads are out.
Have you been training much recently? What's your?
What's my weight?
Well, yeah. What's
I weighed in this world. Do you know what? Because I'm usually a bit of a all or nothing guy, and I'll.
Either locked in or not.
Yeah, and what happens is I basically make no progress because of it. But now I've set myself targets. Every Monday morning I have to weigh in and I have to hit these check weights.
Right. Okay.
This morning, which was a Monday, I made it. I made weight.
Nice,
91.8. So probably by now I'm probably like 91.5 because I haven't eaten as well.
Yeah.
Done a bit of moving around. Who? Yeah, I could.
Or
And
we
listen,
could have a curveball live on stream. Maybe it's
Yeah,
Savage
well,
Dan.
listen,
Maybe Savage
listen.
Dan is the one to
Shall
end
I
the
be the
Jake
gate?
Paul
Shall I be
reign.
the gatekeeper for Vidal?
Now I'm hearing you're training and you're making weight.
There we go. You just heard a
Jake Paul.
boxer exclusive. Savage Dan versus Jake Paul coming soon.
I'd bite the hand off the person that offers me that fight.
Not
Honestly,
just for the paycheck.
that's what we're going to negotiate some kind of deal. You can't get Vidal without fighting me first, I'm afraid.
There we go. Getting the hands rep now, so
But yeah, so the plan is to slowly take off this weight so that I don't just capitulate and
Yeah.
put it all back on
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quickly.
yeah.
So yeah, 91.8.
When you used to fight back in the day, what sort what was
81,
your weight? 81.
81
Okay.
kilograms. A long way back home from there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if I can get back down to
What's
81.
that, light heavy?
Light
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah, yeah.
At amateur.
Yeah.
Putting on the gloves now. Real printed on the gloves. Cleto Reyes puncher's gloves.
If you had to stick with one brand for gloves, who would you go for?
Oh,
It's a big question. Isn't it?
it's a huge question. I would probably. Well, I probably should say Everlast, shouldn't I?
Sponsored by Everlast.
Sponsored by
Shout out.
Everlast. But me personally, I think I was such a Mayweather fan that I might have just gone for Grants. But there were some gloves my hands didn't like.
Yeah.
So my hands, everyone
It's a bit of a
trains
case
in
by
winnings.
case.
My hands
Yeah.
absolutely hated winnings.
Right. Okay.
I'm not sure why. They just didn't really agree with my hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go. But my first ever pair of gloves that I was in love with were a red pair of Cleto Reyes.
Nice. Nice.
Right, we are getting a difference now. The canvas on this is much
You
harder.
can just hear it
Yeah,
straight
you can
away.
hear it.
No bounce in that
Yeah.
at all.
Go start to go through the motions.
So obviously we're only 12 days out now, so it's not going to be the most intense, laborious session in the world, but it is still going to be it's a bit more of a bit of a maintenance sort
If
of.
we weren't here, it would be all out.
Yes, for the yeah.
But he knows better.
Yeah. I think Vidal said himself on stream. He knows everyone else is watching, so he's not. You can't be giving away all the tricks of the trade.
But 12 days out, it is that part of camp where it's really grueling. These last couple of days before you start to taper it down.
Yeah.
Getting in the rhythm. Second gap, I think it was. Three-minute rounds, 30-second rest. That's what I can see. It's really beginning to put some lever on these shots now. Very sharp. Fast hands. I think he's got underrated power, Mace.
Yeah.
When you think of punches in division, you do think of Riatpur,
Yeah.
and you do think of Akoli.
Yeah.
And you do think of Lawal, to be fair.
Well, look, he's somewhat of a big puncher, and we've definitely seen it in the last fight. But he's had 6 fights as a pro now, 3 knockouts,
and,
so
and
50%.
also he put, the movement to get in that position, then to deliver the shot, and it really put his opponent out.
Yeah.
And then considering his age, the way he's going to grow into this cruiserweight body, the manpower should really start to kick in the next couple of years as well.
Yeah. It's been a There you go, some lovely speed there. It's been an interesting career though for Vidal. Like, although he signed to Boxer earlier this year, this is his third pro fight with us
Yes,
now.
it is,
Third
yeah.
fight this year. He is 6-0 as a pro, and obviously started his career under the money team.
Yeah.
But he's had his debut in Tijuana in Mexico. Second fight was in Vegas. Third fight in Dubai.
Yeah.
Fourth fight back in Vegas, and now 3 fights in a row in England. So, you know, obviously as an amateur, you box all around the world and stuff, but we know how different the pro game is to the amateur. So I think getting that international experience, being the away fighter, being on these small hall shows in random countries like Mexico and places like that, it's going to.
I wonder if he was I don't think he'd have been the away fighter because he was with the money team.
True.
But it is definitely
Away fighter in the sense of like,
boxing on the road, definitely. Yeah. I think it was definitely a good decision to come back and base himself here.
Yeah. I think he wasn't really getting the opportunities that someone of his skill set and credibility deserved. So it was sort of time to come back to the UK and start really cementing yourself, because obviously the topic of conversation for so long is, it's KSI's trainer, he's just a YouTuber that knows how to box. So it's about coming back to the UK, building that credibility,
that's the
proving himself, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. So
I think most people do know he has a boxing background. I don't think many people know how good it was, especially as an amateur.
Yeah.
If we look to our right now, sorry, the camera, you will not see this, but there is a roll of honor. There's an honors board, and he features on this wall. Every boxing gym will have it.
Yeah.
Any good football club will have it as well. You know, the best of the best that make it to this board.
Yeah.
He's made it on there several times, you know, as a junior, as a senior.
Yeah.
Golden gloves. He's done a lot as an amateur. But obviously, a lot of people, especially, you know, the younger generation, are going to know him more for his relationship with KSI.
Yeah. I think Vidal can actually use that to his advantage, though, because if he can stake his credibility and prove himself as a legit boxer, he's going to have both audiences. So he's almost getting the best of both worlds, where he's going to be able to grow the audience from the younger generation and have their diehard loyalty. But then you're going to have the respect from the true boxing world as well, which is all he really wants. But yeah, Vidal was an 8-time national amateur champion. Wanted to go to the Olympics and stuff, and then obviously did start training KSI. Went to the Mayweather gym over there, and he beat up, is it Andrew Tabiti or something? I don't know the guy's name.
Right,
but
well, it is Tabiti.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, Andrew Tabiti. And basically went into that gym and impressed every single person in the gym, and then got signed by Mayweather. But I mean, you can hear the sounds now ringside. The shots are just echoing through the place.
Yeah. What a way to start, though, Mayweather.
Yeah, you can't really get much bigger than that. Same as Savannah Marshall. She was picked up the same way. So.
That's it. But I think, when I would have done the same thing, you know. Mayweather wants to sign me, of course I'm going to sign. But then I think after a while you do realise that perhaps it might not be the best decision for your career. Whereas here at West Ham,
back where it started,
makes a lot of sense. Would have been better if he was in a Chelsea gym, but we'll take it. Just a reminder, all tickets are still available. Hit the link. November 12th at AO Arena in Manchester. Vidal Riley will be putting on a show.
Who else on the card are you looking forward to seeing in action?
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Brad Ray,
Tyler Denny. Yeah.
It's a really good scrap. Been watching Brad. He's looking like he's really put himself through at this camp.
Tyler Denny.
Got a very close victory against River Wilson Bent, I think it was. Good fighter. Quite tricky. Good fight. Really good fight.
He's making the first defence of that title now as well, so he's going to be super hungry to be keeping hold of that belt. Obviously Brad's stepping up now. He's had a very exciting year as well. Was on the same card as Vidal in Manchester. Both got first round knockouts as well, actually.
They did.
So you got those.
Hold on. Vidal didn't get a first round knockout in Manchester.
Oh no, he didn't. No, sorry,
but he did drop him. He dropped the guy.
He did, Joe Villar.
No, Joe Villar was who he did stop.
Yes, you're right. You're correct.
The other guy was a tough boy.
And then obviously top of the bill, you then got There we go. Yeah.
Everyone tuning in, thanks. Hope you're enjoying it and all that stuff. Back to work.
Straight back to work.
And obviously, top of the bill, we got Tasha Jonas in her 3rd world title fight in a row now.
You know
what a
what?
year she's
Honestly,
had.
what
It's
a year.
honestly, the turnaround is just pretty magical.
I mean,
to be
when
honest.
you consider, you know, there were points where she was saying that she was considering leaving boxing.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it would have actually been a travesty if she had left boxing without being a world champion.
Yeah.
Literally was one of the first through the door, Miss GB. But anyway, we don't have to worry about that because she won a title.
Yeah.
Then she unified.
Yeah.
And now she's going to go and do it again, hopefully.
Yeah, and then she'll be picking up the Ring magazine as well if she wins
Exactly.
next Saturday.
This is-
And then there's one more belt that
Yeah.
Terry Hart. No, did Terry Harper grab it?
I'm not sure. Is Terry Harper still champion? Must be, innit?
Yeah. So yeah, look, Tasha's going to be looking to become undisputed next year, hopefully.
And
Look,
the Ring magazine is a huge one.
Yeah.
They only bring that out for the top ones, or for the top fighters.
yeah. We're just going to have a look through some comments now. If you guys have got any questions that you want to stick in, Savage down the goat there, nice little shout out.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, if you have got any questions, send them in. We can either answer them ourselves or we'll fire it over
Wait,
to.
do you know what we're
we'll
gonna
fire
do?
it over to Vidal while he's there.
We'll be jumping in the ring with VIDDAL after. Unfortunately, you will not see it. You'll just have to hear my account of how the sparring went.
No bias involved.
No
in that,
bias involved. There'll be no evidence shown. You're just going to have to believe what I say. It's interesting how different coaches and different fighters do pads. You know,
Yes.
I've grown up seeing so many different types. You know, you see the Mayweather, and they have the huge sequence of 100 shots, and then you have the more economic or something more like that, where something that's going to be more a fight sequence.
Yes.
Two or three shots, because no one really sits there and lets you throw 100 shots.
No,
around.
no.
Have you ever preferred a certain type of pad work? I'll be honest, when I was at Dell Youth, Mick Delaney used to take me on the pads, and it used to make me feel like I wasn't good at boxing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it's kind of how it's supposed to make you feel, if I'm honest. 'Cause, you know, when you're hitting pads and you've got someone who's doing everything beautifully, meeting you halfway, and you know everything.
It's a dangerous shot right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very dangerous
Right
shot.
down the middle. I think a lot of it, though, is the connection that you do have with your trainers. I think a lot of success in a career can come from having that long-term, a strong relationship with a coach. You look at, Vidal and his coach here. Trying to think of someone. I mean, ultimately, the best pad work that I think you kind of see is Coach GT and Floyd Mayweather. But how effective
no,
that
but
is in a
that's what I
fight
mean.
is-
That's what I mean.
yeah.
It's like rhythm, but it's not. So, I mean, it wasn't because I was missing pads with Mick Delaney. It was more because it was more like throwing what you see.
Yeah.
And it wasn't any rhythm to it. You'd
Right.
walk round the ring, almost having a bit of a combo with someone else who's out the ring at the same time, and then he'll just throw his right hand up, and you've got to find it. And if
Right.
you're not on the button, if you're not ready
Yeah.
for it, you hit the pad wrong,
Yeah.
or your feet aren't set for it and stuff like that. But it makes you have to be in position. But look, everything he's doing is hard. Everything is smooth.
Yeah. The
Throwing the right hand.
fundamentals are so high, aren't they? It's
Yeah,
pretty
they are.
crazy to see.
I think people underestimate. Everyone looks at boxing and boxers and thinks they can do that. Even when you have boxed, at a certain level, you still think, that even after a couple of years out the ring, that you can do this stuff, but you can't.
Yeah.
You forget so much so quickly, and you lose everything. If you look at Vidal's feet, he's changed it up a couple of times, but he'll have like a back foot balance, and he'll put his left foot all the way down.
Yeah.
And it's he controls his body completely off that back foot.
Yeah. Some
Even
lovely rhythm.
when so for example, even when you're throwing a left hook, usually you get a lot of people that will pivot the left foot off for a left hook, but he's pivoting his back foot.
He seems to be
more
planting
to
his
it.
feet a lot
Yeah.
more now as well. Like, I remember those first couple of fights. He was very up on his feet and very light and
Yeah.
trying to flick out the jab, keep the distance a little bit more and stuff. But based on what we've seen recently, he's sort of,
It's that front foot. The front foot is staying down. Back foot's doing the work.
I think it's also just learning to grow into the pro game as well. Obviously, we say it time and time again, but the amateur game is so different. And Vidal had close to 50 fights in the amateurs. So, this is only his 6th pro fight, so there's still a lot of adjusting.
Oh, so many.
And he's still so young as well. He's going to be growing into his own style. He's going to be trying to learn what really works for him, obviously. With your favourite fighter being Roy Jones, he had a little bit of everything. So there's countless amounts of inspiration
The thing is,
to
I
be taken
think
from that.
Vidal is not necessarily going to be his own worst enemy, but because he is young and talented and has a profile, sometimes you forget that he is just 6-0 and a relative novice as a pro.
Yeah.
We're talking about world titles when in reality it's quite premature to be having those conversations. You can see all the talent in the world. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting in the ring with him, guys, after seeing those three right uppercuts. I think I'm going to hide, pull a hammy.
There's some real aggression, some real nastiness now that's sort of developing into Vidal's game.
And I've just realised it's not even 30-second rest, it's 20-second rest. My gosh. Looking sharp, champ. We're working.
Got a question here, Dan. What do you reckon to Ryland Charlton versus Adam Azim? The main event for November the 27th, live from Alexandra Palace on the Sunday, not the Saturday. So, yeah, a little bit different, but yeah, that's our main event. What are you thinking for that?
I like Ryland Charlton. I really do like him. But I will be totally honest. I'm not sure what his plan is going to be fighting Adam Azim.
Yeah.
It's a good test. It is a good test because of the clash of styles. Ryland doesn't take a backward step. He brings it to you. I wonder if we will adopt the same kind of strategies with Adam. I've heard that they've had plenty of sparring before. And what most people probably won't know is that Adam Azim is probably a little bit better when someone's coming to him. And he's able to pick them off. They actually say he's a punching counter-puncher. It's just that everyone's so aware of his power that they back off him and he has to go and find them. So if I'm totally honest, with as much respect to Charlton as possible, I can only see this end in one way, which is with Adam Azim win. What about you?
I'm going to go the exact same thing, to be honest. I'm kind of expecting a knockout, to be honest. I think Adam is one of these, similar to Vidal, he's one of these, the stars of tomorrow. Obviously, they're both massive now, but when you're talking about becoming like the next pay-per-view stars and looking for those next ones that are going to be sort of taking over the British market, your Vidal Riley's, your Adam Azim, your Ben Whittaker's, they're the sort of guys that are going to be coming through the ranks now. So I think for Adam, he's obviously still so young, and to be taking someone like Ryland Charlton is obviously going to be a not an easy task, but it's one that if you're trying to fly through like he's being like he's expecting to, then yeah, it should be a good night's work for Adam Azim. But obviously we see the pace that Ryland sets in the Boxer series. It was just non-stop for 3-3-3. So it's going to take a lot to stop him and to wear him down. We can see the engine on him is just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, no, very, very excited for that one. But we can see Vidal and Leon now in the ring.
And the shots are really starting to go.
Yeah. And obviously just another message. If you do want to see Vidal letting these hands go live in person next Saturday, you can head to boxer.com, get your tickets. Vidal's going to be looking to go 7-0 on the undercard of a massive night of boxing. Tasha Jonas, Marie Dicker, Dalton Smith versus Casey Benjamin.
That's a great fight.
Yeah, we have not spoken about that one actually. That's a huge fight. Let's see what other questions we got here. I'm about to have my first amateur bout. Any tips?
Don't bottle it, mate. No, I would say just go out there and have fun. You know, the first one, I don't think you have any real idea what you're doing as such. You know, it's your first time. You'll be nervous in the changing room, but you'll do it. You know, and it's win, lose or draw.
Yeah.
Good luck to you from everyone here at Boxer.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we sign you in a couple of years.
Yeah, might be seeing you later down the line.
Check hook, spinning off to the left at the same time. Such a beautiful shot, that. Shot's beautiful. It's landing flush as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of snap on that. It's a warning. It's a warning, if I'm honest. Don't come looking for me. There's nothing good over here. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's some serious power in there. Jesus.
If you watch the feet, they almost go at the same time.
Yeah.
Front foot pivots and it becomes the back foot.
Lead hook to the body coming up.
It almost turns into like a southpaw shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that
Nightmare.
adjustment of the feet, being able to take that little half a step back,
That's
so you've
it.
got that leverage to throw it still nice and low.
And now it makes sense why he said that he wanted the switch hitting ability.
I think that's something that's becoming a lot more prominent in nowadays game, is that switch it in. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people used to, you'd either be a switch hitter or you wouldn't really be a switch
Yes.
hitter. I'm kind of finding now that a lot of people are trying to implement it into their game a little bit more. You've seen a lot of people that, yeah, they're just trying to switch it up. And
What I've always found that is punching from switching is fine, but defending is the problem.
Yeah.
Being able to set your feet and let your hands go in southpaw when you're orthodox might not be that alien to you, but if you try and defend from that same position, a lot of people, unless it's been drilled into you for years and years and years, will make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much skill involved in being able to switch it, and I think sometimes people underestimate just how big a role the legs play
Yeah.
in fighting. Shot. You can hear the power in the shots. Just in case there was any question about how much power Vidal's got, I think the answer is plenty, more than enough. Just an observation, Mace. I know you expect this from somebody who's 12 days out from a fight, but he's still throwing with the exact same velocity that he was throwing with in round one.
I was just going to say that there's some serious stamina in those in the shoulders at the moment, and it's not really dropped off at all.
Yeah.
Vidal, how many rounds are you fighting?
6.
6. Okay, cool.
But ready for 12. You don't get ready for 6.
Yeah, there's more than enough.
Then we're too late to get ready for 8.
It's true.
go 2 rounds ahead. So 4 we do 6, for 6 you do 8, then 8 we do 10. Sometimes we do 12.
You would do 40?
Yeah, we've done 12 rounds on the pads the other night. 6 with me, and 6 with Vidal's dad. Yeah, Leon helps us now and then. He's just mainly a strength and conditioning coach, but he helps out with the pads every now and then. Yeah, it's just looking forward to the 12th now.
Yeah.
It's come around really quick.
You've obviously seen Vidal from a young age. What are his main attributes? If you can obviously tell us a lot more than what other people.
It's an easy question to answer. He's born with natural talent. So I heard you saying earlier he was boxing southpaw and orthodox when he was over there shadow boxing. He can box or fight on the front foot, on the back foot. He can box at mid and short range, long range, out of either stances. He can do anything. He's a trainer's dream. It's a trainer's dream.
What's the intensity been like this week? Is it 2 sessions a day still, 1 session a day, tapering off a little bit now?
We've had a couple or 2 session days last week. We had a media day last week. It's just he does his S&C a couple of days a week. And then we're here Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So yeah, we're probably be his last spar on Friday. So
Can you give us any names that he's been sparring during camp?
no comment.
And what obviously we saw yourself on the pads with Vidal there, and now we see Leon in the. Let me see Leon in the ring with him now. Are you guys working on different fundamentals with Vidal? Are you do you have different approaches for?
I don't think there's no hidden agenda with Leon because he don't always pad Vidal, but me and his dad are working on a lot of different things. We're working on a lot of different things. It's
How long have you been with Vidal?
I've been working with Vidal about 13, 14 months. And I didn't actually train him as an amateur. Although I trained the amateurs up here, but I didn't actually train Vidal. I was out of the sport for a while, for about 5 or 6 years. But Mickey May trained Vidal with Terry Abbott, Chris Penny, and Mickey Driscoll. But yeah, it's any trainer will tell you how easy he is to work with. You know, he's tap a code into him and he just does it.
Yeah. Bias aside, obviously we see some.
Sorry, what was the first?
I said bias aside.
Yeah.
We see some huge names on that board right there. How highly do you rate Vidal versus the names up there?
I didn't actually train him. I opted to train Kevin Mitchell. Like in his early days when he came at West Ham. I mean, it's the natural talent factor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kevin Mitchell had it as well in abundance. So yeah, it's gonna. I've worked with a couple of 100 boxers over the years, champions who I've not necessarily trained from the beginning, but I've either took them in the nursery, or took them up for the first 2 or 3 bouts, and then they've gone on to bigger and better things. So there's been other people responsible for getting those names on the board, predominantly Mickey May. Sort of post 1984, I think Mickey came to the club. So, yeah, Kevin Mitchell, Dudley O'Shaughnessy's another one.
Okay.
Dudley O'Shaughnessy, I took him up for his first 3 bouts, and he ended up winning the ABAs. He's a model now.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And what's the plan for the rest of Vidal's session today? Is it more pads, more on the back stuff?
He'll be winding down after this because we've got a heavy session tomorrow.
Okay.
And then when his dad gets involved, it gets heavy. So and it does get intense, and that's the only way I can describe it. So yeah, we're working on similar things, but his dad is there to do a few things. Yeah. He's sort of it's a father and son thing, isn't it? He's a bit more in his face than what I am. I'm a bit more relaxed with it all. He'll get a little rollicking if he's if he's not doing things right by both of us. You know, we're there to pick the bones out at the end of the day, ain't we? Even when he boxed Wilberforce and Vidal, we boxing trainers can be bitches, mate. They can really. You're always picking the bones out. I even said to V, if you watch Agler and Ernst, Like, you can pick bones out of that.
Right.
As brilliant as it was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, I'm just speaking like
Yeah.
relatively.
No such thing as perfect.
No. And the great man up there always said to me, "You never stop learning," and it's right, ain't it? You never stop learning in life.
Yeah.
Not just boxing. It could be anything.
Vidal, I was saying before, Vidal seems to be sitting down on his punches a lot more as well. Like when he sort of first turned over the pro, he's very low on his feet, a little bit tippy tappy and trying to move and stuff. Now, you hear it itself. It's just exceptional power there now.
This is probably 70%. We're having a chat off camera about what we're gonna do and what we're not gonna do. So
Right.
He's actually wearing 10-ounce gloves there. So.
So you can really let the shots go.
Pardon?
Those are 10s.
Yeah, you can really feel it jolt up your arm. Whenever I take him on the pads, probably not today because it was only a little tap out. But when we like tomorrow night, for instance, I'm going to be aching like hell on Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Like, my arms actually feel like they're still shaking like jelly. And then the day after I ache, and then the third day I'm okay, and then I recover, and then we've got to do it again the next day. His timing's good at the minute. It's very crisp.
Yeah.
Very crisp.
It's flying.
You're only whacking the pads at 70% as well.
Triple jabs.
Every shot in the book. You know, some boxers they struggle with a particular shot.
Yeah.
You haven't seen him. He does switch every now and then, but you haven't really seen him switch stances today. I tried to get him to do it earlier, but he went, nah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
He's clever, he's shrewd.
Just for those who don't know, how comfortable is he as a southpaw?
I'd say he's 75.
75-25.
Yeah. Although he won't say that, he'll tell you 50-50.
Of course.
Yeah. But that's only a coach's opinion.
Yeah.
But he's equally as vicious boxing out of the southpaw stance. It's all about getting him not to change stances within punching range of the opponent, getting him to switch over at the right time.
Yeah. Real talent, and I think a genuine threat to the cruiserweight division.
What do you reckon
That's
this
enough.
is?
That's enough
hour
for
long
work.
session?
Yeah, I think it would have been around an hour.
There we go. There we have it. I think that is the majority.
I have a feeling he'll
There's
end
going to
in
be
the
a
bag.
little bit more, yeah. Doing some profile shots.
I think Vidal is just changing his gloves, which suggests he's probably going to go on the bag in a bigger glove, perhaps a 16 or an 18. I think everyone's been impressed with how vicious he looked on the pads. Another pair of Cleto Reyes gloves, black and gold. What size are they? What size?
These are 16s.
Oh, thought so. Got it right.
Just giving you some paps in the 10s. But I ain't gonna break my hand to you guys.
Nah, I figured.
This one. This is the only one that can hold me.
Chris, can we turn the light on? You alright, mate?
And that is your liver gone. Changing the feet, changing the angles. Just nice and loose. Into southpaw. Right hand over the top.
I'm alright.
Last bits of the session now just ticking over. He's got all the skill in the world. Little walk. "20-second intervals, not for the faint-hearted. Not for the faint-hearted." Jumping jab. Nice little bits of what looks to me like a grueling session, even though they assure me that this is a light workout. And there we have it. Oof. A grueling session comes to its conclusion. Remember to get your tickets for November 12th at boxer.com. AO Arena in Manchester. Final little warm down. Final bits of stretching. Mace, are you impressed with what you've seen today?
Very, very impressed. I think the stamina's definitely there. The power's definitely there. The speed's there. It's all there, to be honest. I mean, as you said before, he's got a little bit of everything, but you know, he is absolutely firing right now. It's good. It's very good to see. So, yeah, roll on next weekend. It should be an exciting night.
Final reminder, get your tickets at boxer.com. Manchester AO Arena, Vidal Riley, Natasha Jonas, Brad Ray, Tanner Denny, a star-studded night of boxing. Make sure you get your tickets at boxer.com. It has been an honour. I've been Savage Dan.
I've been
Money
Money Mace. We'll be back on Wednesday for Tasha Jonas and Clark Smith up in Liverpool. So, yeah, stay tuned. Similar sort of setup, similar sort of time. Are you coming to that?
Why not?
Guys, yeah, final message, tickets on sale, boxer.com. Next Saturday, Vidal Riley. Yeah, I think we're out.
We're out.
I don't know if we are streaming Wednesday, but
We are, no?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are we streaming weight?